Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dude with a kind of a special video. Just my thoughts on certain, certain things. Like one particular thing I want to talk about, which isn't related to wrestling whatsoever, and it is the what I want to say the human condition that is what most people try to, I guess, strive towards, and some people just naturally have it, and that's compassion. There's there are very few people that are, you know, compassionate about about their fellow man, and at this point it's kind of like, well, I want, I honestly want, my honest belief, I should put it like that. My honest belief is that everyone has some amount of compassion, whether it be for a family member, a friend, or a complete stranger. The compassion is there. It's it's with certain people. It's it's just how they treat everyone else kind of puts that compassion thing on the back burner. Like they honestly believe that they don't have any compassion because they don't care about the stranger or the family member or the friend. It's not so much that. It's like, maybe I won't look at it like this. Maybe from my perspective, it's more of their personal experience versus yours. It's not so much like they have a I guess a kind of a turn off when it comes to their story compared to yours. It's kind of like a competition. If that sounds right, like it sounds like a competition, like who can out pity who, and not try and understand, not try and understand, and understanding, and being able to understand another person's struggle, or grief, or any like the whole situation, whatever the situation happens to be, is what I believe compassion is comprised of. It's just an understanding of that person, and then you feel what that person feels. You want to try and feel what that person feels, even though you don't understand. Like, you personally haven't had this experience happen to you, or you probably don't even know a person that has had this experience before. But that doesn't make the experience less tragic, or less you know traumatic than your experience. Like, could have experienced like some manner of abuse. This is just an example. Some manner of abuse, and you tell that story to another person that probably a whole home was set on fire. Was and done in by, was home was set on fire. Not even set on fire, but it was just like an accident. and no one knows what happened. So it's like those two contrasting stories. You get the one that went through abuse that can understand, that can try and understand what they're talking about, even though they never been through the situation. You try to understand. You try to have some type of of compassion, and you say, you go along the lines. Maybe then, or maybe the person that's home on fire is a little bit more compassionate towards the person that has been abused, and is thinking like, you know, my situation is bad, and I can understand your situation was is bad as well, and we could both use each other as kind of like a way to alleviate that that type of that type of negativity, so we both have an understanding of where we're coming from. Then it becomes a mutual respect for each other, or even like it even develops into a friendship or relationship. It could, like, no one, like, if someone has can find a time to just hear someone out that's going through anything, like it could be a mind, it could be uh to you or to myself, it could be a minor thing compared to what our situation is. But the thing is that if we don't, if we don't know, or we've been through that situation before and we challenged it, wouldn't it be much more beneficial to help them cope with it the way that you coped with it or you dealt with it? Their problem may be minor to you, but to them it's a major deal. Instead of shooting down the fact that they're or like just basically just disregarding their feelings towards a certain subject matter, why don't you try to understand what they're going through? It's it's really not that. It's really, it may be hard for certain people because that's the environment that they grew into, but just like you can grow into an environment, you can also grow to understand other people. It's the human condition to try and learn. Like that's something that humans are very capable of. They are capable of learning about either another person's culture or just other people in general. Like some people can read, literally read people or feel people's feelings. Others are more into the visual aspect or the financial aspect of their lives. But the one thing I really wanted to speak on, just because it's it's a subject that, like, you know I don't see a lot of, but I do see some instances of it where compassion opens this broader, like this much broader spectrum of possibilities. It could, like, if a celebrity shows someone that doesn't have what they have even the slightest bit of compassion, that could open up for probably dialogue for like a future friendship or something like that, mutual respect for each other. Like, let me hear your story. Like, that's all they got to say. Let me hear your story. Or, what's your dreams? What's your ambition? What do you want to do? You hear that and then motivates you to like to like get on your feet, get up and do it yourself. It makes you do that. And that simple like compassion opens up, I think compassion opens up the gateways for creativity. And it's just a matter of simply caring to to me, honestly, if you care about a stranger, family member, or friends to the point that you are willing to listen to everything, you're willing to listen to everything, and then not try to compete, not trying to compete and struggling, but to uplift each other, encourage each other to fight through their battles, and say that you're going to be there to support them. That's a beautiful thing. That's honestly the most beautiful thing that I could ever see. It's just even in today's day and age, it's rare to see that type of compassion showed with genuineness. Like they have to be on camera to capture that I'm genuine. Why don't you do it off camera and be genuine? And then when it does come out that you did something genuinely out of the kindness of your heart through the media, and not you telling them, "Yo, I did this, so put it out there." Like there's a difference. There is a difference with having compassion for someone because you do, and having compassion for someone because the camera's on. I just wanted to put this kind of lengthy video out just to give out my idea of we need more compassion. We need a little more compassion in this in the world. And as always, with compassion we need love. Much of it. And I'm gonna just end the video on this last thing. We are made, put on this planet, and put in this life, from my belief, to love. Peace.